Hello, everyone. Corey here, coming in to record the energy update for this beautiful full moon on February the 24th, 2024. This uh, beautiful full moon does not mean that everything around us shall be beautiful. Uh, but there is a lot of beauty to be seen. Sorry, I'm recording still in my bedroom. I am still in recovery, but I decided that I want to sit up in my office today to feel like it's a little more a progress towards getting back up and moving. So here I am. But this full moon being in Virgo has the muted energy, this earthly energy. It's got um a conviction to it, a knowing. There's a high level of intellectual energy that's tied around this moon. And as I was traveling through this morning and connecting deep into this moon energy and into the energy around this moon and transpiring up into this, we've had some major solar flare energy that's been affecting us here on Earth. It is affecting technology. There's other things that are affecting technology as well that is happening out there. Part of me is so glad I'm not out live and working right now because there is a lot of dark force energy out there as well that is all playing around. I just see these vortex of dark energy, and it's as if it's back to that sense of the illusion, right? It gives that illusion of light. It's not really light, but feeding off the light. And so there is a lot of things that are happening in the really out there woo-woo stuff that um that I just would love to dive into and go deeper into. I try not to. I try to make this so that I try to bring the energy forward in a way that makes it relatable and that we can connect to and helps us understand where we are in our lives and why we're feeling how we're feeling, why we feel different pings in our body and have different little things happening within ourselves. There's a lot of a lot of transmuting of old stories. So in this moon, you may be finding a lot of your old stories rising, a lot of old relationships coming up, a lot of things that are happening within yourself that you're like, why am I even thinking of that? Why am I bothered by that? You may even be really irritated. And all of that energy is really, it's real. It's really truly there, but the past is not real in today. It really did happen. It really did exist. Like things really happened, really did exist. But today is not your past. Today is today. And so we have this day and we have this energy. And so there's a lot of, I want to say, very manipulative energy that flows through this Virgo full moon. We are also experiencing with those solar flares, it feels like we're making a turn. It's just like our little spaceship of us is just like, it feels like the universe itself is making, like there's something happening in the universe that is making all of a sudden a sharp turn. So there is a sharp turn in energy that is taking place, which means we're also maybe feeling some sharpness in ourselves. So you may be feeling yourself a little bit short tempered. You may feel yourself being kind of connected to your emotions in a way of just like outburst or having experiences of where doubt is coming in. You may be questioning yourself. All of this is normal during this process with this moon. This is a heavy moon. It's a big moon, but yet it is one of the farthest away. This moon is like, it is extraordinarily far away. It's the farthest moon away, but it's also coming into one of the last of the cycle as in the astrological new year as we move into a new as we move into like the from the 12th sign in the 12th zodiac sign of Pisces, and then we begin again back in Aries, and Aries will be a 1. So it's like we've made ourselves, we're in the 12 in the astrological sign of Pisces, and so the next house coming forward is like a new beginning again. So this is where the ending is, and so there's a lot of things that need to end right now. It's like that last quarter mile that I speak about in my 360 that we have to take. So with any ending, we have to go that last quarter mile. And this is like that last piece of the pie that is left there. And it is that last piece of the story that is coming up. And so this may be where you may find yourself being influenced by outside influences, and you want to be very certain that they're not manipulating your choices and your decisions, or that you're not being tricked or fooled into doing things that are not really your truth or what you want to really do. um and so you may find yourself just making choices and decisions during this full moon energy that just says, it just feels like I don't have the energy. I just want to give up. I don't want to do this no more. But it's not really a truth. Is the body feels so slow, like it's like grounding us down to earth. It's like slug down. So there's being so far away. I'll come back to that turn as well. So being so far away, but also being brilliant. So it appears bright. It's got tons of colors that I feel that are radiating. So imagine colors as choices and opportunities, or people in our lives, or outside influences. So there's a lot to look at. There's a lot to see. There's a lot of energy to see. There's a lot of things to see. There's a lot that's happening. I'm feeling it myself, big time. So I just want to say, like, it feels like for me, Virgo feels like it's a great storyteller. And what story are you telling yourself, or what stories are others telling you? And sometimes it's like fairy tales and fables. Is it really true? Is it all truth? Or is there pieces of truth? And so, full moons do shine the light up on the areas of our lives of where we have to kind of heal. So it's a strong healing moon where we have to kind of end telling ourselves the old stories of the past. But it also does bring the opportunity to kind of like to lighten our load, to take the weight off our shoulders. So one of the things that we do in as an individualist, or in healing circles and stuff, is often, sometimes take a cloak or a shawl, put it over your shoulders, and just sit and have that conversation with your ancestors or with your spirit guides, and just kind of lifting up all the weight of everything that is not yours. Take that off, put it down, lay it after the conversation is there, and you've kind of been freed of everything that's been sitting on your shoulders or what's been weighing you down. That you then take that cloak or that shawl and you lay it down on the ground, and you release back to earth all the worries, all the things that you've been holding on to, and you set yourself free. Right? You let your shoulders be lighter, you let yourself be lighter. It gives us space to be able to step into purifying our thoughts, to come in with a pure, clean intention as we move into that astrological new year. There's a lot of water energy that is here right now. So emotions are at an all-time high. On a world scale, on a collective scale, it is at an all-time world high right now. It's like we are bubbling. It's like we're boiling the water. And just if you add in one ingredient that can just cause the water to bubble over, it just feels like it's just going to bubble over. So be very careful of not that boiling point. And what is my boiling point? And where am I at? And that one ingredient, that one word, that one thought, that one wrong thing that comes in, that just lets things boil over. Because moving forward, the influence of your healthy relationships, this is a time to be very careful not to do things that mess up the good things in your life. Don't allow yourself to let that kind of that Jezebel energy in, or that trickster energy that causes you to mess up the good things in your life, or what is possible going into going further into that 2024, moving forward. Because it is happening, because we're taking a hard right, because we're taking a hard right and we're changing directions. The whole energy, everything is beginning to change directions. We're going to be taking a new turn, going a new way, and things are really going to begin to change. And of course, when new beginnings are happening, the resistance that's there is truly holding on, and it hangs on. This moon comes with many names, right? It's also the storm moon. So those blankets of the storms, I see lots of water flowing. And I have said this for all of February's report is, if you see the sun shining, know that there's a possibility there's still some big storms happening. And there is some big storm weather, some really unexpected things that may also take place. Trying to think what else have I got, because I really wasn't going to record for the full moon. But this is also sometimes the hunger moon. Can also be linked into the wolf, storm. I can't remember what else, but there's all kinds of different names from different cultures on what this moon would mean. Oh, candles. This is a lantern. So this is also the beginning of lighting the lights. This is when the lighting of the candles, the lanterns, And so this is with the turn of this full moon and moving with this full moon, this is where the lantern. So this is where the days begin to really get longer as we move deeper and deeper into the hope of spring. But this is also the time of when the back in the days of when you had to survive from your winter hunt, this is when you'd be beginning to run out. And so would be the beginning of desperation, of understanding that we have to preserve, we have to watch the things that we have, and know that we're coming down, or we're going to have that break or that period of time where there's where there's not plenty of everything that we need to survive. And it's also time that reveals the things that have died over the winter. So it's the beginning of as we move forward beyond this full moon, as we move into the next cycle, as we prepare for the next big full moon, as we prepare for eclipse seasons, as we prepare for spring, is that it also reveals, the old death, the old ending. So it's where it uncovers maybe some death stories, some endings. It may where you start to recognize that you have been depriving yourself of what you really need in this life. And you may have been sitting back saying, it's okay, I don't really need that. It's okay, I can live without that. But can you, is there things that you really do need, but you don't want to speak up, you don't want to say that. So this could be success. This could be, the need for healthy relationships. This could be the need to take a pause. And for a lot of my light workers, for a lot of people who are out there working this, they have been like me, they have been put into a pause. And so been really placed into a big, big pause, and have to sit out this spiritual warfare that's been happening out there. There's like this attack on the light. And we've been kind of taken out and just said, you need to take a break. It's like the hockey game, right? It's like not everybody's on the ice at the same time. It's like any sport. It's like not everyone is on the ice at the same time. Not everybody is out in that battle, not out, spreading love and light. Some people need to be inward. So it becomes a time of self-empowerment, rejuvenation, having to sit back, and then some other ones sit back, and then somebody else sits on the bench, and then you begin again and you come out again. And so I'm over here on the bench, and it's like I don't get caught up in the fact of, oh my God, the world's going to forget me, or my work is not going to be there, or that's the end, I'm done. It's like, no, that's a mind trap. So it's just a matter of time of when my pause is over, and then I'm placed in again. And so your whole point of a pause is to replenish, rejuvenate, to know that we need to be able to go the whole distance, because seasons are long. Time, it's like you got to be able to get from the beginning to the end of the next cycle, so you don't run out of gas, you don't run out of that which needed for your survival, for your business, for your success, or that you're not missing out on important moments or times that you may be neglecting because you're exhausted. There's just many reasons there's many ways the universe takes care of us that we don't recognize that we're being taken care of. And sometimes you have doors that are closing, and they're closing on you. They're closing on purpose. If you've seen the video on my Instagram and Facebook and my reels today, it literally spoke of, sometimes when somebody hurts our heart, right? It's like they said something that hurts, and that hurt is, it's like we projected that as happening outside. But why does it hurt? It hurts inside because that's your intuition saying there's something wrong. If somebody's constantly hurting you, there's something wrong. And you don't have to wait for a red flag. You don't have to wait to find out they're doing something wrong to you. You know something is not right because you feel it inside of you. And that something that you're feeling inside of you is saying that something hurts. And that's your intuition communicating. That's your higher self. That's your soul self. That's every part of it that is connecting to you. And the place of where we're starting to take that turn is that we're really beginning to turn the tides on being so trusting of what's outside of us, or waiting for validation outside of ourselves, and bringing that validation and seeking the validation on the inside. Trust thyself, right? And to be very creative with how we really truly show up in the world, and how we express ourselves in this world, to be a part of this world. I could go on forever. There's so much that I really would like to be able to, I say this every video I'm putting out lately, because I just want to be able to communicate and speak some of these things that I have happening, or that I have, but I find myself running out of gas, running out of the energy. So like I said, this moon has it has much potential, and every moon has potential to be good. This one shines a light up on the shadow of ourselves, the shadow aspect of ourselves, to really recognize that, it's a very, it's farthest away. And sometimes the things that we really want in life feel like they are so far away, but it is just because it takes time for things to come around again. It might be farthest away in this cycle, but it's going to move again. It's going to shift again. It's going to begin again. So if you're feeling like life is leaving you out, or you're being forgotten, it's like, or things are not working out, or that timing is not right, or whatever it may be, is know that it's not that it's that far away that it can't come again. It's just got to make its round. It's not you trying to force things to happen. Trust the process. Trust that things are happening in divine time, sometimes that things are happening on your behalf for you. There is, of course, signs that are very influenced. Different signs get the impact of this. I know Pisces is really tied up in relationships with this full moon. So be very aware of your relationship with yourself, your relationships with other. And if you have, happiness in your life, be very careful of someone trying to put a dagger or a hook in your relationships, or that false light coming in and giving you the perception that it's going to give, that'd be so much better for you to turn against that which you are committed to. You're going to learn a lot about your relationships. You may learn a lot about what you value the most. Some things come at a cost, and we have the choice and decision to say yes or to say no to what the universe has for us. We want to take the long run. If we want to walk ourselves through another hell, be very careful. You also have like Gemini, Sagittarius are also very affected. And of course, Virgo plays a big role in this as well with theirs. Virgo is, just understanding that this may be your time when you may notice that you may get a good opportunity, a big opportunity. This plays in. We're also got a lot of conjunction energy around the North Node, that Venus-Mars energy that is also playing out as well. It's sometimes it's accepting. Sometimes we've lived apologetic for so long, and we're like, well, I don't want anyone to be left out, so I don't want to accept the success or this good things that are coming. So we almost are apologetic. Other people's just are up on their soapbox and just screaming and jumping up in celebration. Other people just don't so easily accept that their call is to succeed in different areas in life. And so, you may find yourself getting some may find themselves getting that opportunity this month, after this moon. There is a big, big, big turnaround after this full moon. This full moon is the beginning of, like I said, it's a big turn. We are turning directions. We are turning things. Tides are turning around. You're going to start to see big changes as we come into the eclipse season, the next full moon, all those things. If you are one of my fellow Aries, I'm telling you, just keep holding on. Hold on to the faith. Don't lose the faith. I'm telling you, I feel it's like that all that time that we think, oh, is this finally it? Is this when everything does it get better? I do feel like this may be a turnaround time. This may be the beginning. This may be where the turnaround is. This moon is the peak of the turnaround in the energy of what's been happening for years now in the Aries energy. We have been faced with every challenge, struggle, and I know others have as well, but it's just the way Chiron has been playing into it and the influence of the wounded healer and taking that journey around. And so all of that's been also playing with us as well. I think that's pretty much all the little things that I had. I will be back. I do want to bring up, and I don't know where this belongs, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not an astrologer, but I also see your Saturn playing a role. If you've never looked up Saturn in your natal chart, go look up what your Saturn is to you in relation, like not just the astrological sign, but go read more about your Saturn and what your Saturn means. And, Saturn does play a role in releasing, I believe it plays a role in releasing that old karma. We're here to overcome some of those things so that we can let ourselves truly be ourselves and finding our way to our truth and live as our truth, and not to be so defined by the past, those old karmatic debts and stories from other lifetimes of whether it's commitment, staying dedicated, whether it's believing in yourself, whether it is about confidence, whatever it may be, just coming full circle with some of that. So I believe that maybe people who are in their Saturn return, that if you're in your Saturn return years, this may be the beginning of the turnaround of where you really start to reap the rewards of your Saturn return energy that is playing out. Big for Aquarius coming up, not just for this moon, not so much with this moon, but with so much that is happening around us as well. So have a beautiful full moon, and just let the universe take this, let your guides take the weight off your shoulders, let the weight come off your shoulders, and just give it back to nature, and let yourself move into the next seasons being lighter. Take off the heaviness, take off the weight of carrying the heavy bags, the packages of everything that you've been carrying, and let yourself be free. Just walk the rest of the distance of into the next cycle with a lighter load, because things are going to begin warming up, because we are in water signs right now, but we also will be moving in. You may see a lot of floodgate of energies, or maybe a lot of floods appearing around us in the next few days, or the next few months, or the next month or so, or a few months. But there's just a floodgate, but then the fires, and just like that burning desire in our hearts. There's a lot of heart energy coming in, and just passion, hearts from the heart, speaking from the heart, living from the heart, and just moving forward. And that's all over here. So it's okay to start lightening your load to get to over here. It's a shorter distance. And we're going to just move into bigger and brighter things and bigger and brighter days. It may not look like it. We have some big, heavy energy. We have some big, heavy times ahead of us, but that's how endings work. And I do see some big, heavy war energy that's still existing. So there is definitely an influence of the war energy that is still big around us, and we're not done with that. But there is, when there's always light, there's always love, there's always beautiful things, and there's always kind people. You can be anything, be one of those kind people. I send you much love. Have a beautiful, beautiful full moon. Bye-bye.